Today's topic of discussion is low tolerance for BS. So, for the men of value who are watching this video, as you level yourselves up, as you become more emotionally mature, mentally mature, and just overall well-rounded as an individual, your tolerance for BS is going to get lower and lower. So we're going to be discussing some key points in terms of why your tolerance for BS is going to get lower with women and how to effectively deal with those situations. So first point is standard. Now, the men of value, right, the guys who are doing the best with women, they're going to have high standards in place, meaning that they're not just going to be taking any low quality women and just fornicating with them. So I see these guys on the internet flexing with all of these promiscuous women, trying to show that these are women who want us and so on. Now, none of those guys are actually men of value. Reason being is because men of value have set standards and they don't just allow low quality people to come into their life. High quality people associate with high quality women. So high quality men associate with high quality women. You're never going to catch a high quality man with a dirty, low quality promiscuous woman, and vice versa. It just doesn't happen. So there's a verse in the Quran which talks about this as well, when it comes to pure men are for pure women, impure men are for impure women. Now, you do get exceptions to the case. Some people are going to say, but I know so-and-so couple, the woman is really good, but the man is no good. And then some people may say, I know a really good man is with a low-quality woman. Those are exceptions to the rule. We're talking about in general. The general rule of thumb is guys of value are going to have requirements in place. So that checklist, right, is going to filter out all the low quality women. Because you as a man of value, you're going to have an abundance of options. You're not going to be in need of getting into a relationship because you've got variety. You've got so many options to choose from. Why would you settle with these low quality girls? So guys, right, in today's time, what they tend to do is they like to put on a good front and say, look at me, I'm with this girl, we're getting on and so on. And then this guy here has been speaking to this girl back and forth for months and potentially even years. And they're in, let's say, a relationship. And then when it gets to a point of long-term commitment or marriage and so on, that's when they start asking the real questions. And then by that time, the relationship breaks down. It fizzles out. This is what the problem is because guys aren't direct from the get-go. If you're honest and straightforward with a woman, you're telling her, look, this is what I'm looking for. This is my vision for a family and children. It's either you see the same vision as me or you don't. That's why at certain times, let's say myself, anytime I'm dealing with women, I send them basic CV and then the detailed version. Some beta males have said to me, Omar, you're going to disregard like 90% of women. Well, that's the whole point. I ain't trying to deal with these low quality women. Now, why waste my time trying to train up these low quality women when I can just literally just get a woman who's somewhat of value and then just train her up? Because that's what it is when it comes to a relationship. It's effectively an investment. It's the greatest investment that you can make potentially in your life. You know, because with, let's say, a house, you can buy and sell it whenever you feel like it. But a relationship, it's not a situation where you can just be like, okay, I'm going to stop talking to this woman and then I'm going to come back in a year, 2 years time. It doesn't work like that. Or if you turn around and say, oh yeah, I'm going to stop paying for everything. I'm going to stop paying for expenses. And then a year later, I'm going to start paying towards it. So these guys here, right, they haven't actually got their mindset mature enough to actually deal with high quality women or just women in general. Because a mature guy is able to get older women, women at his age, and younger women. So that leads us to the next point when it comes to time. So the men of value, right, guys who actually are trying to make progression in life, they value their time. They put a lot of weighting on it. A lot of these beta males, right, are dishing out their time. They're just spending all of this time chasing after women, dealing with low quality women. You know, you as a man, right, a man of value, you're going to be spending predominantly majority of your time on your purpose. So your tolerance for BS is going to be slim to none. As soon as you're seeing somebody take your energy away from you, come in with bad energy, toxic energy, you're going to be like, nah, move away from me. I don't want that. It's going to be a turn off for you guys. That's why masculine women are turn offs for masculine men. They get icked out. They don't want nothing to do with them. Keep their distance. That's what it is, unfortunately, in these Western countries. Predominantly, majority of women in, let's say, UK have become masculine. They've got masculine qualities within them. Now, you guys think I'm flipping joking here. I ain't joking. Look at the stats. You can go research this. Women's testosterone has increased over the years. Can you believe that? Women's testosterone has increased. Men's testosterone has decreased. That's what the scary part is. So what does that show you? Systematic attack on the genders, male and female. So a lot of guys seem to be asleep to this. They don't understand the game of what's actually happening. So that's why it's so important. You guys here are going to be dealing with good quality women. You're going to have your checklist in place. You're going to have your requirements. The women who tick majority of your requirements, you're going to be speaking to for marriage purposes. The rest of them, disregard them. Now some of you may say, oh, but I connected with this woman, you know, we got on, we had a great conversation. Those things don't matter when it comes to the overall picture, the bigger picture. Because the bigger picture is compatibility. How compatible are you in all areas of life? Related to, let's say, mindset, related to conflict and tension, how you deal with arguments, how you deal with differences of opinions, what your roles are in the relationship, and so on. The problem is, these beta males, they don't value their time. They'll just keep going back and forth with a woman, trying to negotiate with her all day long, just wasting all of their time. And then what happens is, as soon as their time is stripped from them, that's when they have a meltdown. So, next point is games. Now, you as a man of value, once you've spotted that this woman here is trying to play games with you and she doesn't quite fit your standards and requirements, that's when she's going to amplify the tests. She's going to throw more games at you guys. Now, the good thing is, right, if you keep passing these tests and these games from the beginning, later on when you're in a relationship, it's going to be a lot less. Reason being is because she's used all her energy, time, effort to try and throw the kitchen sink at you, and you've passed with flying colours. So she'll just be testing you every now and then. But with the beta males, right, their tests aren't going to be severe at the beginning. They'll get into the relationship with a woman, and then that's when all the tests will start to happen as time goes on. She'll just be sucking him of all his resources, time, effort, energy. It's because these guys here didn't filter these women from the get-go. So, final point is submit. So, once you've passed the games with flying colours, she'll have no other choice but to submit to you as a man. It's either she does the conditions, so let's say you've set her certain conditions, you've got certain requirements there. It's either she tries to go for that, or she'll end up leaving. Either way, you've got your peace of mind. Chances are she's going to actually submit and cooperate, because she realizes that these games here don't work on this guy. Now, as I've mentioned from the previous videos, predominantly the games that are going to be played nowadays is through social media. It's through the phone. So once you navigate that, you're going to be able to pass those tests. But you need to be able to spot the manipulation. So if you guys don't know what the manipulation games are, you can have a watch on my other videos where I'll go through manipulation tactics used by women, because there's plenty of them. So just to wrap up, standard, you guys here, right, are going to need a set standard in place. Men of value have set standards. They've got high amount of self-respect for themselves. They ain't trying to lower their self-respect for no one. You know, your energy is priceless. She can't get that anywhere else. No other man makes her feel a certain way. And the next point after that was time. You've got a low tolerance for BS. Hence why your time with women is going to be limited. As soon as a woman's starting to play games, she's trying to use manipulation, that's when you pull away. You realize this ain't it. And what you do is you carry on working on your purpose. And the next one after that was games. So when the woman realizes that she's not up to scratch, she doesn't quite fit your standards and requirements, that's when her games are going to go up. Her games are going to become more and more advanced. Because that's to gain power and leverage over you guys. Because she knows full well she, right now as a person, ain't up to scratch. So she's trying to get her perceived value in your eyes higher. She's trying to make herself look like she's higher value than what she actually is. And then the final point was submit. So that's what happens. When you guys here pass these games with flying colours, you guys here ain't messing about, you've got a low tolerance for BS, you're going to be able to pass these games with flying colours. And those are the women who are actually of quality. Because the women of quality, they're going to be testing you guys. They're going to be seeing where there's weaknesses, to see whether or not you're putting on a facade, putting on a front, putting on a fake image. They want to figure it out. The guys who are putting on a facade and a front, a fake image, they eventually get found out, and then the woman ends up leaving them. She can't submit to them type of guys. So for the guys who are actually of value, they're going to actually get women who submit to them. So I hope that makes sense, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.